Last year was boring, for reasons that I think are very evident given these pictures. To break up the boredom, the Saskatchewan Trails Association put out a message encouraging people to visit ghost towns. Now, this put an odd yogurt idea in my head, and I started visiting ghost towns.
Welcome to Shea Yogurt Mikey.
At least now I knew what I was going to do with my time off. I was going to visit some ghost towns, but as you can see, there's a large list of ghost towns here in Saskatchewan. That being said, a lot of them aren't really ghost towns, or they've been almost completely wiped out, the last buildings being demolished over 30 years ago. Some of the pages on Wikipedia have lots of information, and you can find information elsewhere on the internet. But at the same time, there's towns like this where there's no information to be had on the internet, except for their coordinates. So I spent some time, chose a couple ghost towns near me, and I was off on an adventure with my friend.
Welcome to Shea Yogurt Mikey.
That's me being recorded in Galilee, Saskatchewan, just an hour 20 outside of Regina. And no, it's not the same Galilee that all these churches happen to be named after, but just southwest of Regina. There wasn't much to see, but it's still pretty cool. It's a bit of a fixer-upper, huh?
Yeah, I gotta do some work to it.
There's a bunch of birds in there. Is that a freezer?
Free freezer.
There's only a few buildings left, and even less information left on the internet. But this one building was very much still intact, and we were very stoked to check it out, and I hope you're stoked to see it too. Oh, it looks like there's an ice cream thing.
Yo.
Yo, can I get 2 scoops of Delich? The roof is all bowed in. Like most ghost towns in Saskatchewan, Galilee has suffered from a lot of damage due to the weather and the elements. The garage here, I think it was a garage, has lost most of its roof and wouldn't be very good for parking your car in these days. As well, the roof has collapsed on the interior of about half of the building. Now, unfortunately, this main building was destroyed, but there were a few other buildings that looked a little better, all things considered. Unfortunately, they were a bit out of our grasp, and we weren't able to go visit them. Just as we were leaving Galilee, we had an awesome little herd of cows come over to say hi, and it just goes to show that it's not necessarily the town or the ghost town or the old buildings that you're going to be able to see if you go on one of these trips. You're also going to get to see a little bit of nature, like the bird and the cows, and I even got a tick on my leg, but only the one. The next stop on our trip was GLASNEVIN, Saskatchewan, only 15 minutes away from Galilee. Unfortunately, nothing was there when we got there, and we didn't see anything, but that's just part of the business of ghost town touring. The next place we went was Amulet, Saskatchewan, just about 14 minutes further down the same road. And there we had a bit better luck than we had in GLASNEVIN. Fridge. Ooh, fridge indeed. Now this is one of the only buildings that we could find of the Amulet area, and honestly one of the coolest ghost town houses I've ever seen. Super cool. Really glad I got to experience it. There was different wallpapers all over the place, roofs that were falling in, collapsing, or just missing. Plus, you could kind of get a bit of the remains of the spirit and soul of the building here. We considered going into the basement and going upstairs, but it seemed a little bit too risky to me. And regardless of that, I still think we really got a good experience of the ghost town house. Other than that, there wasn't much left of Amulet. This seems like it was just on the outskirts of Amulet, and all that was really left other than this was a little bit of a memorial that you'll see in just a second. This monument helps us remember the town of Amulet, and it gives a bit of information like when the post office opened, closed, and it's very interesting. Try and give it a read. Now, the last place I'm going to mention in this video is Forward, Saskatchewan, just another 14 minutes off of the Redcoat Trail. But this is all there was of the town. This little stone with a placard on it. There was nothing in sight. And that just brings to light one of the sad things about the ghost town tour business, I guess, is that nothing is really permanent. And if you do want to see these things, you really have to catch them in time. Like this right here, the broken down garage. All of these things could have been something else I could have taken a picture of, something I could have looked at, learned from, but it's been lost to time, like so many other things in life. On the other hand, maybe that's something that is a bit more positive. Maybe it just reminds us to look on the bright side, see the things that still are here, and appreciate them more for what they are. Anywho, that was the last place we went to for this video, but in the next video, we'll bring you through the other places we visited on the back end of this trip. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ghost Town Tours, and I hope you'll join us for our next episode. I'll be trying to post one once every week until we finished up this series. And if you did like this video, maybe consider subscribing, leaving a like, and comment anywhere that you have suggestions for me to check out. It doesn't always have to be a ghost town. Maybe it could be some sort of other place in Saskatchewan that you'd like to see me visit. Anywho, that's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.